Drills Talk, episode 107. In this episode, we're going to discuss loud and wrong versus quiet and brilliant. This is based on a blog I wrote in the past entitled Dunning-Kruger Effect. The Dunning-Kruger Effect is a person's propensity to believe they're right even when they're wrong and be loud and brash about it. So we all know these loud and wrong people, right? But then there's another side of the Dunning-Kruger Effect, which says that people who are in the know are the complete opposite and tend to be extremely quiet and actually question themselves. What is that about? We're going to discuss. Let's go.
Yo, Drills.
Created by the great wizard of the new world.
Drills Talk, episode 107. In this episode, we're going to discuss loud and wrong versus quiet and brilliant. But before we get started, please like, subscribe, show your love however you would like to show your love. Here we're an entrepreneurship-based channel. Every Monday, we have a new blog. Every Wednesday, a new Drills Talk. And every Friday, I release an instrumental to let you know that I happen to be a musician. Let's get started. Number one. Number one is loud and wrong. How many people do we know like this? How many people do we see on social media who are loud and wrong? How many people have we run into in real life who are loud and wrong? And then they surround themselves with other loud and wrong people, and they tend to do dumb things with no one calling them out, right? Because they surround themselves with other people, like people, and that's what they do. But when you're loud and wrong, and you surround yourself with loud and wrong people, the chances of you ever getting to that informed or educated side is very slim. So you set yourself up. Now, yeah, you look confident and you do believe what you're doing and believe in what you're saying, but there's no backing to it. And you didn't look for backing to it. You just look for other like minds and other people who agree, and that's the danger in it. So being loud and wrong has gotten you into more trouble than you would have if you would have just stopped a little bit, read up on what it is that you believed you were so correct in, and then come to the conclusion that, hey, I was wrong about that. And maybe I shouldn't be so loud the next time. Maybe I embarrassed myself in front of some people who actually matter. Maybe I've cost myself an opportunity in the future by being so loud and wrong and then being so brash about it, How can I fix that? Well, it's very hard to fix with other adults. It's not a lot of people who are going to say, that person acted a fool, but I'm going to give them a second chance because what? It's hard to give that person a second chance. It's hard to give chances to a person who shows that they can be so loud and so misinformed at the same time. Like that trait is a bad trait. I wouldn't want that as a friend. I wouldn't want that as a business partner. I definitely wouldn't want that as a mate. So, what are you showing to other people who are a little more informed than you? You're showing them that you're kind of irresponsible. You're showing them that you are a little childish, a little juvenile. And what can you do about that? Well, the past you can't change. But from now on, you can try to be a little more informed, because loud and correct is always way better than loud and wrong. Number two. Number two is quiet and brilliant. Now, this is the other side of the Dunning-Kruger effect. These people actually know what they're doing. Let's say they're a very skilled musician and they're hearing all these loud and wrong, as far as, making actual good music, are doing, and they're being successful. And, maybe they're a flash in the pan and, they're only around for a year and maybe two. But this brilliant musician is quiet and they don't really say, look at me. They just, go in their corner or in their dungeon and make music, and it's great, but no one hears it because they haven't sought any external opinion. They haven't sought any external confirmation. Very similar to the loud and wrong people. So what's the difference? You see, they're both bad. They both do nothing for the masses. A loud and wrong person is only spewing out misinformation and incorrect things and acting a fool. A person who is brilliant yet quiet, they're also not doing anything for the masses. And they're not spewing misinformation, but they're also not giving the greatness that they could be giving to the community because they're so quiet. So they're both bad. But back to the quiet and brilliant people seeking external validation. Quiet and brilliant people usually know that they're brilliant. And the problem with knowing that you're brilliant is you tend to not seek external validation or external input. And the problem with that is someone who's a little more of an extrovert than you are can see your idea or your talent and say, you know what? This needs to be in front of millions of people. You need to go ahead and take your idea or your talent and display it for the masses. But you'll never get that as a quiet and brilliant person because you don't ask anybody about what they think because you know it's great. Yeah, that's fine. But you don't have the belief in yourself or the belief in your idea or the belief in your talent for whatever reason. And now you can't push that to the masses. So something great that you could, have been blessed to have and share with the world never gets shared because you never sought, external validation. You never thought that, you know what? Okay, maybe I am a musician and I'm quiet and I'm brilliant, but if I just put a little filler out there, I know that my music doesn't sound like the music that's on the radio, but the stuff on the radio, that's not even good. Let me let them know what good is. Let me let them know what potentially great is. Let your art, your ideas, of course, protect your ideas and your art. So, if you're doing music, you copyright it, you make sure you can prove it was yours. If you have an idea, you patent it, you get a trademark on all your logos, take care of your paperwork, your business side, but you have to share your talent. And just as bad as being loud and wrong is, being quiet and brilliant is just as bad. Number three is self-awareness. Now, this is the issue with both 1 and 2. No self-awareness. The person who's loud and wrong doesn't feel that they're wrong and they just continue to be loud. The person who's quiet and brilliant may know that they're brilliant, but not enough to stop being quiet and say, hey, look here, I got something great for the masses. So they're both stuck. And it's because of lack of self-awareness. If the loud and wrong person could just say, hey, there's a chance I'm not correct, let me do some research, they can no longer, or no longer have to expose themselves as being loud and wrong and juvenile and maybe someone that you don't want to be around. The person who is quiet and brilliant may say, hey, maybe my level of brilliance is making me a little too quiet because maybe I'm questioning myself too much. I'm holding myself to a standard that the masses will never hold me to. I'm waiting for perfection when there are things out there that are 70 and 75% that are changing the world. So maybe my 92 and 95 over here is ready for the masses. Let me find out. Let me stop pushing things away because, I feel that maybe I'm too brilliant, or maybe I think I'm brilliant and it's not true, which would crush me also. So I'm going to stay quiet. And that's the issues with really smart people. Really smart people tend to say, okay, well, if I'm so smart, then why is this not perfect? I'm not talking about the loud people who say that they're smart, and America's had a president or two who were like that. But I'm talking about the people who are actually smart and question themselves to the point of believing that they're not. Maybe being too smart for their own good, if you ever heard that expression. It's too many questions. You question yourself into a box. And you're saying, okay, well, if I'm so great, then why can't I do this? Why can't I figure out this next step in this great idea that I have? Well, that next step may be for someone else to do. And if you haven't shared your idea and you put yourself out there, that person who was supposed to take you to that next level will never know of your genius. So think about it. Loud and wrong people, make sure that you're not wrong. The quiet and brilliant people, there's no reason to be so quiet about your brilliance. Thanks for listening. Drills Talk, episode 107. This was Loud and Wrong versus Quiet and Brilliant. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's drills.com. Check this out. It's Drills.